What's up, yo? I was going to type this out, but I figured it'd be easier just to talk about it. So as some of you know, I've been on like this new journey as far as like finding my inner peace and understanding that like my happiness and my joy and my solitude comes from within, and that I can't rely on the outside world to fulfill my happiness, because inevitably the outside world is going to disappoint you. And understanding that my happiness and my joy should not be determined by my circumstances, but that I should be able to have happiness and joy regardless of my circumstances. So I just wanted to share that like the hardest part in this journey so far has been being able to advocate for myself against myself. And what I mean by that is, for a long time in my life, I have been my biggest, I've been my biggest critic. I've been my biggest bully. And I feel like that's probably the same for a lot of other people. I've backed myself into a wall more than anybody else ever has. And what I'm starting to realize is that if I can't stand up for myself against myself, then I am destined to fall when anybody else comes and attacks me, or when anything else from the outside world comes and attacks me. Ignore that fly. He's annoying. And so I feel like that's a very vital thing to understand, is that like in order to withstand and to persevere through the outside bullies, you have to be able to conquer the one that's inside first. And for a lot of us, the bully inside is a coping mechanism. It's something that we've adopted through many different traumatic experiences, starting, in early childhood up until wherever you are now in life. And regardless of who you could point the finger at for causing the trauma, at the end of the day, the responsibility of healing and being able to get past that trauma is on you. You are responsible for your own healing. And so understanding that the bully in your head and the critic that's inside your head is a coping mechanism is the start. But you also have to next figure out how to change that. Like what's a healthier way to deal with the things that cause me to doubt myself, the things that cause me to criticize myself and tear myself apart. Like, what's a better way for me to handle that? So yeah, like learning to stand up against myself has definitely been my biggest hurdle. And I think the reason why it's so important is because when you allow that bully to beat on you constantly, day in and day out, and you allow that bully to win, you walk around with that energy, with that negative concept inside of you. And so therefore, when you go out into the world, that's what you're releasing. And if that's what you're releasing, then that's inevitably what you attract. And if you're releasing this negative energy of, I'm not good enough, I don't deserve love, I'm never going to get that job, I'm never going to get that car, those things will come to you. And, as far as like relationships go, not just romantic, but even just friendships, if you walk around thinking that you're not worthy of loyalty, if you walk around thinking you're not deserving of honesty, if you walk around thinking that you're not deserving of love, affection, whatever it is that the critic is telling you that you don't deserve, you attract people who also feel that way about you. And because you can't beat the critic in your head telling you that, you allow people to treat you that way because you already believe it. They're just affirming what the critic inside of you has already gotten you to believe. And so when they affirm what the critic is saying, that's more affirmation that the critic is right. And so you lose the motivation to fight the critic. And so what I've been having to do is part of unlearning a lot of the negative self-concepts that I've been holding about myself is repeating affirmations and reminding myself, like, no, I deserve this, I deserve that, whatever it is that I might be struggling with at the time. Just reminding myself daily. So if that means you got to get up every morning and repeat the affirmations in the mirror, if that means you got to repeat them every night before you go to sleep, if you got to record them on your phone and listen to them in your car while you're driving, whatever it is that you have to do in order to actually start feeling that you deserve those positive things that you want, do it. Because it's not just about saying I want. You have to believe that you deserve it. Because looking back in retrospect, a lot of times I would ask for things, I would pray for things, and then when I didn't see them coming, I got frustrated. But in this journey, I've been able to look back and say, you know what, I asked for it, I prayed for it, but my underlying feeling was still that I didn't deserve it, and so I wasn't getting it. So me asking for it and praying for it meant nothing, because I was walking around in the world with the energy of feeling like I wasn't worthy or feeling like I didn't deserve it. No matter how much I wanted it, no matter how much I asked for it, I still didn't believe I deserved it, and so I wasn't seeing it. It wasn't coming to me. So you have to genuinely feel that you deserve the things that you want, that you deserve the things that you ask for. Because what happens is when you start treating yourself the way that you feel like you deserve to be treated, when you start giving yourself the type of love and affection, the type of feeling of prosperity, the feeling of abundance, the feeling of gratitude, when you start giving yourself those things, that's what you start to carry, and that's how you start to walk around in the world. And so therefore you attract more of that. You attract the people, you attract the circumstances, you attract the job, whatever it is that you've been struggling with. You start to attract those things. And not only do you attract those things, but you also start to lose the patience and the tolerance for things that aren't aligned with that. And so you won't tolerate certain things anymore either. But you have to be receptive when those things start coming to you. Don't question them, because you asked for it. You believe you deserve it. So take it in, accept it, receive it. Don't fight it. So yeah, like, I just wanted to share that. Like, my biggest struggle so far has been unlearning things and having to relearn them and having to really adjust the way I think about myself and the way I treat myself. And understanding that, the moment I start treating myself the way I feel like I'm worthy of being treated, the things that affirm that belief will be drawn to me, and everything else will start falling into place. And the beautiful thing about it is that once those things start coming to you and once they start falling into place, can't nobody take them from you, because it's meant for you. Your name is on it. Can't nobody stop that. Can't nobody stop your blessing from coming, because it's yours. So yeah, in short, be patient with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be mindful of how you speak to yourself, of what you believe about yourself, how you treat yourself. And all in all, just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself and start to truly believe and understand what it is that you want and what it is that you deserve, and then start moving like it's already yours.